This is part 7.
So I got the head cleaned up. I'm getting ready to take it apart, but I was working on modifying my valve keeper removal tool. And what I did was I had taped the magnets to the inside and I lined them all the way to the back. And then I wrapped tape around it so I could grip it with these pliers. And then when I hit it with a hammer, I won't lose it. So I'm going to take apart the right head, same as the left. I'm going to take apart the rocker roller arm shafts first. And then I'm going to take the keepers out, get the springs out, get the valves out, clean them, put them back in, new valve seals, and put it back together. So I've got the head in this concrete mixing tub because I almost lost one of the keepers, so I've got a new setup so that I don't lose the keepers. And then I've got my organization tray over here and a pad to lean on. I'm going to remove the exhaust keepers now. Now I've got the keepers off, so it's time to remove valve seals. Time to take out the valves. So something I found while I was cleaning in the head, one of our exhaust valves is just like clogged with crust, and we were having a cylinder 3 misfire, so it's possible that that could be an issue, but I'm going to clean that stuff out. That was all the crud clogging up our exhaust port. I got it mostly clear now. You can kind of see through it. About to put the valves back in. Got an oil soaked spot on my rag. Just gonna coat it in oil. Now I'm going to install the valve stem seals. So I've got all my valve seals on the stems, and now I'm just going to press them all on. And it doesn't take too much force to get them on there.
Can we see it?
Yeah. I mean, it's right there.
Oh, I see it right there. Okay.
Yeah. That's how I'm putting the keepers on. These things are a pain. So it's day 10, and I've got to get the roller rocker arm shafts back on the right head. And the intake side has these springs, and they have to be positioned with this tab facing the spark plug well. And then also you have to squeeze these rocker arms together to get it to go down. So I've got the intake side on. I'm going to coat everything in oil and kind of work it around. Now I'm going to do the exhaust side, which is a little easier. So now I'm going to torque these nuts down. I've got about 14 Newton meters for the exhaust side and about 30 Newton meters for the intake side. So I got my straight edge and my feeler gauge, so I'm going to measure the flatness of the head. Seems pretty flat. So I've got this pipe here. I just cleaned it up with a wire brush, and I'm going to insert a new O-ring into the groove. So I got these pieces apart, and I've got my O-ring, new O-ring on the fitting. So I'm just going to put them back together. So I got this water pipe fitted back in here after I put it back together with the new O-rings. And also to get it off, there's this hose back here that you have to take off, and I've got that reattached too. So now my gasket mating surfaces are clear, so I'm just going to place this new gasket on the dowels. Make sure all the holes line up. Looks pretty good. Okay, I've got my gasket in place, so I'm going to try and lift the head on it. That's it. So I'm going to place my head bolt with my washer, and the beveled edge goes facing up. So I'm going to put it like that. And I've already coated the threads with oil. Last one. I'm getting ready to torque these bolts down to 108 for the first time. Then I have to back them off again. Now I'm going to back these bolts up to 0. So I'm setting my torque wrench to the lowest setting so I can actually get these equally tight before I start. So I got them all torqued to 80 Newton meters. Now I'm about to start with the final 108 torque down. Okay. Don't forget to reset your torque wrench back to the lowest setting when you're done using it. So I'm getting ready to put the exhaust manifold on now that I got the head on. And I'm just going to fit this gasket onto the post. Now I'm going to try and lift the exhaust manifold onto the posts. And I'm going to grab a washer and a nut. So now I'm just going to confirm torque on these. So back behind the engine, I've got this water pipe right here attached to the back of this head. And then to the back of this head, I've also got this bracket. And then behind there, the water pipe runs. So I've got those attached and hooked up.
That concludes this part of the series. Don't forget to check the description for more information, and I'll see you in the next part.